A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the team at Buxton Real Estate, welcome to the auction of 18 John Holland Court in central Blackburn. For those of you who don't know me, Calvin Chan is my name. Also the listing agent alongside Wen Yu Huang, who has been working tirelessly throughout the entire campaign. We also have my colleagues here today, Jim, Yang, here to assist you with any questions throughout the auction process. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the vendors for entrusting us with the sale of the beautiful family home behind us. To the bidders in the crowd, thank you for coming. I wish you all the best in the bidding procedure. We also got bidders registered online. Thank you for coming. I wish you all the best in the bidding procedure. And one lucky buyer, we congratulate you in advance on your astute purchase. This auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that are made available before the commencement of the auction. As auctioneer, I'll be indicating bidders upon request and have the right to place bids on behalf of the sellers, otherwise known as vendor bids. If and when I decide to place those bids, I'll simply say vendor bid. This auction prohibits false bids, prohibits malicious disruption by bidders, attempting to prevent us from bidding, and provides fines for misconduct. And last but not least, when this paperwork hits my hand and this property is being sold, I'll absolutely take no late bids and offers beyond that point. If you're successful here today, all that will require from you is a little 10% deposit of the full purchase price. And the settlement time, vendors are very flexible here today, anywhere within the vicinity of 90 through to 180 days, unless prior arrangements have been made with you beforehand. In the instance where you're bidding against vendor bids, you have two options. To not bid against the highest vendor bid, which means that you will decrease your chances of being successful here today, as we'll get to negotiate with multiple parties afterwards. On the positive flip side, however, is that if you do bid against the highest vendor bid, you earn yourself the exclusive right to negotiate with the sellers, and statistically speaking, you'll increase your chances of being successful here today. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you've all been through this property before. On an allotment of 570 square metres of land, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, double garage parking, as well. Back fence backs onto Blackburn North Shopping Centre, so you never run out. If you ever run out of milk, diapers, just run across the back fence into your backyard and straight into North Blackburn Shopping Square. So convenient location, second to none. You've got public transport options as well, obviously, on Springfield Road, bus stops. You're also serviced by 3 close train stations. Some suburbs don't even have 1 train station. But here, you've got 3 to choose from. Boxhill, Laburnum, Blackburn Station is sport for choice, ladies and gentlemen, so you probably don't even need to drive a car again. In this location, ladies and gentlemen, plenty of trees. You can hear the kookaburras singing in the morning as well. Great location. So enough from me, ladies and gentlemen. This renovated house, ready for you to move in, and not too old as well. I'm in your hands now, ladies and gentlemen. Working to see a fair and reasonable start now for number 18, John Holland Court in central Blackburn. I'm in your hands now, ladies and gentlemen. Working to see a fair and reasonable start now with an opening bid, opening offer now. What do you say? Here's your chance to bid and buy now, ladies and gentlemen. Number 18, John Holland Court in central Blackburn here, ladies and gentlemen. If you've been looking at the market, you've been looking at the news that came out earlier this week, SQM research said that the median price in Melbourne is expected to rise $45,000 next year. So now's the perfect time to buy now, ladies and gentlemen, and perfect time to buy before Christmas, and not many properties coming up for sale. When quoting the property between $900,000 to $990,000, you can start above that, below that, in between that. It's totally up to you now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm in your hands now. Number 18, John Holland Court. I can start with a vendor bid. Much rather see something from the crowd here. Early stages of the auction here. What do you say, folks? 900. Welcome to the bidding here, sir, at $900,000. And I wish you all the best in the bidding procedure here today at $900,000 now on my left-hand side. At $900,000 now, Yang, anything here in the back? At $900,000 here on the left. At 900, Jackie, you've been to multiple open for inspections. Now's the time to buy. Don't miss out here. At $900,000 here on my left-hand side. At $900,000 here on my left. Gentlemen's offer here at $900,000. At $900,000 now, I need to know now, ladies and gentlemen, what do you say? At $900,000. First call now, 900. Second opportunity now at $900,000 for the third and final call now at $900,000. Prepare to miss out now, buyers. At $900,000, need to know. Yang, can I invite you in here to the bidding at $900,000 here? On my right at 900. $20,000. Thank you, sir, and welcome in here at $920,000 here on my left. At $920,000 now, back against you, sir. What do you say? At $920 here. At $920. At $920,000, they set the precedent here at $920. At $920,000 here on my left-hand side. What do you say, ma'am? At $920, here's your chance to buy. At $920,000, Jim needs to know here. At $920, at $920,000 here. Sir, what do you say? At $920 now. At $920,000, need to know. I'll let you know as soon as we are, sir. At $920,000. At $920,000 here. At $920, at $920 here on my left. At $920,000, when? Any bids here? Angelo, need to know here. At $920, can I see a 40 to get you back in front? At $920,000 here on my left. At $920 here. At $920,000 here on my left-hand side. I'd love to take you one, sir, but maybe a little bit later. At $920,000, I'll come back to you a little bit later. At $920,000 here on my left-hand side. At $920 here. At $920,000 here on my left-hand side. At $920 now. At $920,000. Jim, any bids here? I need to know. At $920,000. Gentlemen's offer here on my left-hand side. At $920,000. Prepare to miss out now, buyers. At $920. At $920,000. Going to call it 3 times. So I'm sure and you're sure now. At $920,000. First call now, 920.
921,500.
I love to take it.
940.
940. Bidder number 13 here at $940,000. At $940 here on the left-hand side. Back against you, Jackie. What do you say? At $940,000 here. At $940,000. Angelo, what do you say? Love to see you get back in front. My opening bidder here at $940,000. 3 of you in it, or 4. Should I say at $940,000? 4 bidders involved here today at $940,000. Back against you, Yang. What do you say? At $940,000. 50, thank you, sir. Welcome you here at $950,000 now. 5 of you in it here today at $950,000. At $950,000 now, Yang, what do you say? At $950 and back against you, Jim, what do you say? At $950,000 here on my right-hand side. Angelo, what do you say? Sorry? 960 now at $960,000 back in front at 960 here. At $960,000 now, Yang, what do you say? At 960 here. At $960,000 here on my left-hand side at 960. At $960,000, 960 here on my left. Yang, need to know at 960. At $960,000 now, 70 to get you back in front at $960,000. At $960,000 now.
962.
At $960,000, I'll take a little bit later, sir. At $960,000 at the moment. At 960 here, 960 here. 960, I know, at 960 now. Let's go 10, sir. You're going to get going, right?
Too much. 962.
965, I'll take 965, sir, at $965,000. The 965 higher than everyone else here at $965,000. At $965,000 now, back against you, Yang, what do you say? At 965. Taking 5s at the moment now, ladies and gentlemen, minimum 5s at 965. At $965,000, Yang, what do you say? At 965. At $965,000, first floor now, 965. Second opportunity now at $965,000. For the third and final call now at $965,000. All done, all finished, all signed here.
965,500.
Not taking 500, sir. Minimum 5,000. 5,000 here, 970. Beat you to it. 970 here on the left-hand side at $970,000 here. Wouldn't want to undersell your future home, sir. At $970,000 here on the left-hand side. At $970,000 here. Back against you here on the right-hand side at $970,000. At $970,000 here on the left at 970 here. At $970,000, where need to know now at 970 here on the left. At 905 here, 975. At 975 back in front, at 975 here on the right. At $975,000 now, Yang, what do you say? At 975. At $975,000, 980, sir, to get you back in front, at 975 here on the right. At $975,000, Angela, what do you say? Opening bid here at $975,000 here on the right-hand side at 975. At $975,000, Dr. QCU back in front now at 975 here on my right. At $975,000 now, 80 to get you back in front at 975 here. At $975,000,
976,500.
at $975,000. Love to take it a little bit later, sir, at $975. At $975,000 here. At $975. You know what? I'll take it, sir, 976,500 at 976,500 and invite you in, ladies and gentlemen, at 976,500. At 976,500, Yang, what do you say? At 976,500, I think there's five or six of you involved, 980 back in front here, at 980 here on my left. At $980,000 now, Yang, what do you say? At $980,000. At $982,000, sir, 982 now, at $982,000 here on the right. Yang, what do you say? At 982 now. Sorry. Not minimum 1,500, sir, at $982,000 here on the right hand side at 982,500. At 982, sorry. At 982 here. 982 here on the right hand side. At $982,000. Love to see it your way, but not just at this moment. At $982,000 at the moment. At 982. At $982,000 now. Folks, what do you say? At 982 here on the right hand side.
982,500.
982,500. Minimum $1,000, sir. Love to get you back in. At $982,000 here on the right hand side. At 982. At $982,000 now. Yang, what do you say? At 982. At $982,000. 1,000 now, 83. At 983. At $983,000 here on the left hand side. At 983 here, standing to Yang. At 84 back in front. Back against you, Yang, what do you say? At 984. At $984,000 here on the right. At 984, yes sir, minimum $1,000 increments at the moment at 984. At $984,000 back against you, Yang, at 984. At $984,000 now, 985 to get you back in front, sir, at 984 here on the right. At $984,000, Yang, what do you say at 984?
Can I ask you a question? Is it on the market yet?
Seeking instructions at the moment at 984,000.
How about we hold off till we get the
At
instructions?
984, doesn't matter, you always want to be holding the highest bid, sir, at an auction at $984,000. The highest bidder here today on the exclusive rights, obviously, at $984,000 here on the right. At $984,000 here on the right hand side, at 984. At $984,000, Yang, what do you say? At 984. At $984,000. On the market and selling, sir, you heard it from Wen here first.
984,500.
94,500, I'll take you 500, sir, 984,500, minimum $500 bids at the moment, at 984,500, selling for no better bidding here today, at 984,500 here, gentlemen's off here on the right hand side, 86 back in front, 986, at $986,000, Yang, what do you say? At 986, at $986,000, at 986, at $986,000, sorry, 1,000, 87. 87, 88, 88, 88 now, 988, 988, I can't sell it to two people, go 89 now, 988, 89 to get you back in front now, 99, 89 here, 89, 500, 89, 500, gentlemen's in front here, 89, 500. At 89, 89, 500 here on the left hand side, man, what do you say, 989, 500, 90, thank you sir, 990. at $990,000 here. On my right, at $990. At $990,000. 990. Yang, what do you say, man? 990. Sorry? 990 here. 91? 91? 500. I'll take it 500, 990 and a half. At 990 and a half here. 91 back in front. The 500s don't seem to be working, man. At 991. At 991. Rounders up to a million, 50 that knockout fit that we're looking for. At 991, 500. At 991, 991 here. 991. 991 now, what do you say? At 991. Looks like the two of you left here at 991 at the moment. I know what you say at 991. Ask if the property's on the market. It's on the market and selling now. Love to see you bid as well at $991,000. Staying next to Wen here at 991. Going to court 3 times now, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm short, you're short. We can sell away now at 991. First score now at 991. 90 to 180 days. 90 to 180. Long-term, long settlement option, ladies and gentlemen. You can also lease the property back to the owners if you want, if you're looking to get some rental income at $991,000 on a short-term lease for the vendors if you want. At $991,000 here, standing next to Wen's car at 991. At 991. At 991 now, going to court 3 times. First score now, 991. Second opportunity now at $991,000. Sorry? 1,092, 92, 93. 93, better get your bids out quicker, sir, at 993. Don't hesitate, you might miss out on this opportunity at 993. Don't come up to us after the auction saying, why didn't you sell me number 18 John Holland Court? We gave you ample time and opportunity to bid here today at 992. At 992 now. 993. 993 here, gentleman's offer, 993. Yang, can I get see another bid now? Otherwise, I'm going to sell the property to the gentleman here now at 993. 500, 993, 500. At 993, 500. Sorry, 40, 94. 94, straight back at you, Yang. They're mimicking you now at the moment at 994. At 994 now. At 994. At 994. The 500s and the 1000s don't seem to be working. Just giving you added fuel to your competition here today to come back stronger at $994,000 here on my right. At $994,000. First score now at 994. Second opportunity now at 994,000.
2,000 here.
2,000, 996. 996. Sorry. 7. 7 straight back at you, Yang. What do you say? At 997. At $997,000 here on my right. Great opportunity buy in the heart of Blackburn, ladies and gentlemen. 1 million bang. At $1 million back in front here at $1 million. We've missed you, man, and $1 million here on my right. 1 million and 1. At $1 million and 1, Yang, what do you say? At $1 million and 1. At $1 million and $1,000 here on my right. At $1 million and $1,000. At $1 million and $1,000 now on my right. Jim, what do you say, Yang? At $1 million and $1,000. At $1 million and $1,000 now. At $1 million and 1. At $1 million and 1. At $1 million and 1 now, ladies and gentlemen. Can I see a 10? At $1 million and 1. Prepare to miss out now, buyers, at $1 million and 1. At $1 million and $1,000. Going to court 3 times here. First call now, $1 million and 1. Second opportunity now at $1 million and $1,000. For the third and final call now at $1 million and 1.
Another 1,000 here.
Heard it here first now, 2,000, $1 million and 2. Is that 500 on top of that? On top of that, 1 million and 2, 500. At 1 million and 2, 500. 3 back in front at 1 million and 3. At $1 million and $3,000 now, Jim, what do you say? At $1 million and 3. At $1 million and $3,000 here, gentleman's offer at $1 million and 3. At $1 million and $3,000 here. Need to know $1 million and 3. At $1 million and $3,000, Yang. Prepare to miss out now, Jim. Wen, need to know $1 million and $3,000. First score now, $1 million and 3. Second opportunity now at $1 million, 10. $1 million and 10. Thank you, Jim. $1 million and 10. Good knockout offer here at $1 million and $10,000. At $1 million and $10,000, sir. What do you say? At $1 million and $10,000. When need to know? At $1 million and 10. 500 on top. $1 million and 10, 500 back against you, Jim. At $1 million and 10, 500. At $1 million and 10, $500 here on my right hand side. $1 million and 10, 500. At $1 million and 10,500, $500 is all that separates you between the competition here today at $1 million and 10,500. Wen, what do you say, man? 1,010,500. At 1,010,500. Gentlemen's offer. Yang, Wen, Jim, need to know. At 1,010,500. First, second, third and final call. Another 5 now. 1,011,000. At 1,011,000. Another 500. 1,011,000. Another 5 now. 12. 12 back in front. 13 back against you, man. 500 now. 1,013,000. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 21, 22. Done. Thank you, Matt. $1,022,000. At $1,022,000. Looks like you've knocked out your competitor here at $1,022,000. At $1,022,000 now. Good bidding here, folks. At $1,022,000. At $1,022,000 here on the right hand side. 500 now, 1,022,500. At 1,022,500. 23, Jim, what do you say? 1,023. At 1,023,500, 23 and a half. 24 back in front, Jim, what do you say? At 1,524 and a half. 500 to 1,025. At 1,025 now. 30, thank you, sir, back in front, 1,030. We missed you, sir, at $1,030,000 here on my left. At $1,030,000 here on my left-hand side. Jim, what do you say? $1,030,000. Good bidding here, folks, at $1,030,000. Could be that knockout bid that we're looking for with a $5,000 increment here. 31 here on my right. At $1,031,000. At $1,031,000. Sorry. 500, thank you, sir. 35, thank you, sir. At $1,035,000. At $1,035,000 now. Gentleman's correcting me here at $1,035,000. And auctioneer, thanks you at $1,035,000. At $1,035,000. 36, 40 back in front, $1,040,000. What do you say, sir? At $1,040,000. At $1,040,000. Look in Blackburn, ladies and gentlemen, you're not going to find another property for this value. At $1,040,000 here. At $1,040,000 here on my left-hand side. Jim, need to know. Gang, let me know if you're still in or you're out now. At $1,040,000. When any buys here on my left-hand side. At $1,040,000. 500, 4,500. 45, thank you, sir. 45 here on my left. 45. 46. 50, thank you, sir. $1,050,000. Back against you, sir. $1,050,000. At $1,050,000 now. At $1,050,000. You're not going to find a property for this value in Blackburn. $1,050,000. $1,050,000. A house as well, ladies and gentlemen. Not a townhouse or a unit. At $1,050,000 here on my left-hand side at $1,050,000. Yang, need to know. Gentleman's offer here now on the left-hand side. Holding the highest bid at $1,050,000. At $1,050,000 now. Jim, need to know. At $1,050,000. Yang at $1,050,000 at the moment. At $1,050,000 now, sir. Need to know. If you're in or you're out now at $1,050,000, going to call 3 times now, ladies and gentlemen, $1,051,000. 55 straight back at you over the top now at $1,055,000. At $1,055,000 now. At $1,055,000. My suggestion would be going strong now, sir. Let's go 60 at $1,055,000. At $1,055,000 now. Don't go home without buying prime real estate in Blackburn today at $1,055,000. At $1,055,000. $1,055,000. Yang, need to know now. At $1,055,000. Jim, anything here in the back at $1,055,000. At $1,055,000 now. 56.
6,500.
56,500. $1,056,500. Bids are slowing down now. Everyone's stretching the limits. At $1,056,500. The next bid could purchase this property here today at $1,056,500. At $1,056,500 here on my left. At $1,056,500. Jim, any bids here at $1,056,500. Angela, I haven't forgotten about you as well. $1,056,500 to my opening bidder. Thank you. At $1,056,500. 7 now, 57. 557 and a half. At $1,057,500 here on my left-hand side. At $1,057,500. At $1,057,500. $1,057,500. You run the risk, if you miss out on this opportunity here today, you run the risk of paying more for properties further out
60.
from Blackburn. 60, $1,060,000. 500, 6,500. At $1,060,500 here. $1,060,500 on my left. Another bid now, $1,065,500 here, $1,065,000, 61,
500.
561 and a half, at $1,061,500, at $1,061,500 here on my left-hand side, at $1,061,500, at $1,061,500 here on my left-hand side, at $1,061,500, at $1,061,500 here on my left-hand side. Sir, need to know $1,061,500 and $1,061,500. Can I say 62, sir, to get you back in front? At $1,061,500 and keep the auction going here, sir. At $1,061,500 on my left. At $1,061,500. 62, thank you. At $1,062,500. 1,062,500. At $1,062,500. My suggestion would be to put in a knockout bid. We've seen those before. A strong knockout offer could just knock out your competition. At $1,062,500 here on my left-hand side. At $1,062,500. Jim, what do you say? Yeah, 563 back in front here at $1,063,000. At $1,063,000, sir. Any bids here at $1,063,000 on my right? At 60.
He's next.
66?
No, he's next. This guy here.
Oh, he's okay. At $1,063,000. At $1,063,000 here. At $1,063,000. At $1,063,000, Wen, what do you say? $1,063,000. Need to know if you're still in or you're out now. At $1,063,000. At $1,063,000 now, late stages of the auction at $1,063,000. At $1,063,000, standing 64. 64 back against you, Jim, $1,064,000. At $1,064,000 now, just two of you in it here, it seems, at $1,064,000. At $1,064,000, 64. Need to know, man, $1,064,000. Let's go 70. At $1,064,000. Or even better, let's go $1,080,000, lucky number 8. At $1,064,000. At $1,064,000 now, gentleman's offer. At $1,064,000. First score now, $1,064,000. Second opportunity now, $1,000 back in front, $1,065,000. At $1,065,000 here on my left-hand side. At $1,065,000. At $1,065,000. At $1,065,000, man, let's get back in front of $1,065,000. At $1,065,000. Let's skip 6. My suggestion would be, some people say it's an unlucky number, at $1,065,000. Let's go straight to 7. At $1,065,000 at the moment. At $1,065,000 here on my left. At $1,065,000, Wen, Jim, need to know, sir, what do you say at $1,065,000? At $1,065,000. First call now, $1,065,000. Second opportunity now at $1,065,000. For the third and final call now at $1,065,000. 66. At $1,066,000. No one ever listens to the auction here. At $1,066,000. Back against you, Yang. At $1,066,000. At $1,066,000. Back against you, Jim. You can bid against your previous bid as well if you don't like your current bid and offer or number at $1,066,000. At $1,066,000, gentlemen's offer here. At $1,066,000, Yang.
600.
Sorry?
600.
600.
Number 6.
Okay, 600. $1,066,600. And $1,066,600 here now. Unless it's not low. Sorry? $1,600,666. No, I'm not taking
Come on.
minimum 500, sir. I only took the 600 because it's above 500. At $1,066,600. Someone round me up and put me out of my misery. At $1,066,600. At $1,066,600 here on the left-hand side. At $1,066,600. 67, thank you, sir. $1,067,000. At $1,067,000 here. $1,067,000. At $1,067,000, Jim, what do you say? $1,067,000. Yang, need to know $1,067,000. My maths is not too good, ladies and gentlemen. At $1,067,000. At $1,067,000. Should have finished high school. At $1,067,000. At $1,067,000, Jim, what do you say? At $1,067,000. Yang, at $1,067,000. At $1,067,000, sir, I need to know. At $1,067,000. Gonna call 3 times now. At $1,067,000. 70, thank you. $1,070,000 now. At $1,070,000, staying next to Jim with a good bid of $3,000 now on top of the previous increment at $1,070,000 now. At $1,070,000, Yang, Wen, and $1,070,000, need to know, at $1,070,000. At $1,070,000, first call now, $1,070,000. Second opportunity now at $1,070,000 for the third and final call now at $1,070,000.
5,000 here.
5,000 now, $1,075,000. $1,075,000 now, we're going back up in threes and five. $1,075,000 now, back against you, Jim, and $1,075,000. $1,075,000 now, gentlemen's offer here. $1,075,000. $1,075,000. Sir, any interest here? $1,075,000. Looks like they're all done here on the right hand side. $1,075,000. $1,075,000 here. Buyers are walking away. $1,075,000. $1,075,000 here on the left hand side. $1,075,000. Sir, any bids here on the right? $1,075,000. Got the indication that they're done. Looks like you're in the box seat, sir. $1,075,000. No further interest from the crowd. You'll be walking away with the keys at $1,075,000. $1,075,000 now. $1,075,000. Good to call three times now. First call now, $1,075,000. Second opportunity now at $1,075,000. For the third and final call now at $1,075,000. All done, all finished, all done.
$1,075,666.66.
Alright, making my job hard, but I'll take it, sir. $1,075,666.66 here on the right hand side. Back against you. Yang, what do you say?
I can't put 66 cents in the system.
We're not putting it in the system, so we'll take 600.
66, is that all right?
We'll take 666. We'll take 666. The loose change, wait to give it to the owner. At $1,600,000.
76.
What? $1,076,000. $1,076,000. 500 here. $1,076,500. Back against you, Yang. $1,676,500. $1,076,500. $1,076,500. Yang, what do you say? You've knocked up another two bidders here. Looks like just between the two of you here at $1,076,500. At $1,076,500. Need to know now. $1,076,500. At $1,076,500. Don't hesitate, sir. It's just between you and him. At $1,076,500. If you pull out now, you're back onto the marketplace, ladies and gentlemen. At $1,076,500. 78. 78,500. At $1,078,500 here. At $1,078,500. At $1,078,500. Getting warmer and warmer here now, ladies and gentlemen. At $1,078,500. At $1,078,500. Gentlemen's offer here now. You need to know $1,078,500. $1,078,500. $1,078,500. Give you 10 seconds to think about it now, ladies and gentlemen. Drink some water here. Half-time break, maybe. Oh, no worries, sir. Going to call three times now. $1,076,500 now. You heard it from the gentleman here. He's got to go. Going to call it three times now. So I'm sure and you're sure now. $1,076,500. $1,076,500. Gentleman's offer here now. $1,076,500. $1,076,500 here on the right hand side. If we're selling your property, we'll be doing the same thing too, sir. At $1,076,500 here on the right hand side. 80 now, $1,080,000. At $1,080,000 here on my left hand side. At $1,080,000 here on my left. Anything here, sir? $1,080,000. At $1,080,000. Can I see you back in front, sir? $1,080,500. Thank you, sir. $1,080,500. At $1,080,500 here now. Shaking the head now. $1,080,500. $1,080,500. Everyone's stretching the limits here now. $500 bids have come out at $1,080,500. At $1,080,500. Any last minute bidders here on the right hand side need to know now. You're going to be selling away at $1,080,500. No further interest from the crowd. At $1,080,500. Going to court three times now. First call now, $1,080,500. Second opportunity now at $1,080,500. For the third and final call now at $1,080,500. Get ready to celebrate, get ready to miss out now. On behalf of the team at Buxton Real Estate, Wen and I have been stock agents for this property, and we look forward to talking to you after the auction. We're at $1,080,500. This property is just about to sell, sir. This property is selling. This property is selling. This property is sold. Congratulations. Commiserations to our bidders. Congratulations to our vendors. Thank you for attending another Buxton auction.